Last night I saw a dream where I was a very cute young witch, and I basically took my broomstick and I flied to another witch that I didn't know. I just met her. She was a very strange lady, but like, okay. I mean, we're both witches. Strange is okay for us. I just felt something happening with her, and I didn't know what. And I wanted to become her friend and like maybe help her because we need to help each other. It's a difficult time to live in. And we sat to drink some tea, flower tea. She brewed it for us. And after I did the first sip, I suddenly realized that something is definitely off in all this situation. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but her words implied that she's really sorry and like definitely something going to happen. So she basically poisoned me so I was not able to use my powers. And then those men come. This one big man and another smaller man. And they were like obviously using her, threatening her with something because she looked really scared when she saw them, so that she can capture young witches who come to her. And in this moment, without any powers in my body, I realized that I cannot move, I cannot breathe properly. They can do anything they want with me. And I realized that they are going to harm me really, really bad. And that was experiencing the upcoming inevitable harm, experiencing like preparing for it, because I understood that I can't even do anything. It's a whole nother level of experience, right? So I realized that I will do absolutely anything that I can, no matter will it help me or worsen my situation. I will not stay without a fight. And I started doing anything that I could. In the end, I don't remember how it happened. But basically, I was able to use some dagger. Maybe it was her dagger, maybe it was my dagger. But I was able to attack this man and escape from this situation. And I hide under the tree to replenish my energy with the tree, with the nature. After a moment or two, she joined me. She also joined me, and I was like, "You stupid woman, why you didn't escape them earlier?" And she was crying, and she said that she was not able to do it because she was really scared, and they also threatened her. Obviously, she was not being able to do anything. I was so sad that they used her, and they used a witch to capture other witches, or what is more important, they used a woman to catch other women. And then I got up and I looked at my phone, and there was one notification. Suddenly, I didn't receive notifications from this Facebook group, never from the moment I joined this group. But there was this notification about a post from a Facebook group, which is a group for young and inspired mediums who learn how to use their powers. So the message was from my ally medium, and she wrote that she's going through very difficult time right now, healing from past traumas, going through deepest therapy right now. And she wrote that lately she started to go through generational trauma of abuse from men. And I realized that this was a cry from her soul. I definitely received a cry from her soul when I was dreaming. And today, when I was suddenly rewatching The Arrival, a movie about arrival of aliens who gifted their language to people, definitely recommend to watch it. I started to think about why patriarchy happening, why men took all power over women and conditioned us so much. that we are weaker. There obviously should be some reason, because if aliens don't have separation for sex, for example, or gender, they definitely don't have this problem. Earth is like an experiment where situation happened to be like this. And women suffer from oppression for thousands of years. The worst thing, or maybe the best thing, is that we are all interconnected. We are connected with energies, with our past, with our future, and between each other right now, here and now. We actually hold this suffering from our sisters, mothers, grandmothers, all this injustice, all those beliefs, they're so much deep into our blood, in our bones. Good news that we can work with it. Bad news is that the whole world is against us. Do you remember my dream? The problem was that I was tricked by other, which this is what extremely painful to understand, to realize right now for me. This is what I'm going through past few months, understanding that unfortunately sexism and patriarchat is built on both men and women shoulders. A few days ago, I heard suddenly a piece of track in Russian where there was the phrase that we are the generation of men raised by women. Will other women help us? This is the problem. Maybe this generation of men, especially in Russia, I'm not sure about all other world, but maybe it's somehow similar, was raised by women. But the problem is that these women didn't know the truth, and they raised their men in the same patriarchat rules that they were raised in. Women in Russia don't know about oppression. Very, very little percent understand it. And they are hated by majority of people. People in Russia think that feminism means hating men. And I'm laughing right now. But it's crazy scary. It's very, very scary. I can talk about Russia because I'm from there. I connected to this country. I thought like this. I thought that it's not a problem. I came here 4 years ago to Canada, and I was like, I never experienced sexism in my life. I don't have this problem. I never experienced sexism, but all my relatives would always ask me, where is your man? When you will get your relationships? I know that it was easier for me than for many other girls in Russia, because some of them really suffered from those questions and attitudes like, you should get a man, without a man you are nothing. Like at least in my family, my parents teach me that I should be strong enough and independent enough to be able to sustain myself no matter what. Like, do I have a man? Maybe I don't have a man. Like, it's okay. The most important thing, to be strong enough, to be clever enough, like to be able to sustain myself. But then they will wish me a good man. This is important. Not a good relationships. Good man. Every birthday and every New Year in Russia, we don't celebrate Christmas, we celebrate New Year. And society, of course, like, oh, you're 30 and you're lonely? Oh my God, you're so unhappy. Like, you're misfit, I guess. What? For women. If there is a man who is lonely at 30, like, it's okay, it's perfect. You are young and strong and handsome. You can go and find any women you want. Oh my God, how about this? If he's hitting you, he's loving you. This is a Russian wise phrase that every young girl knows. And what Russians do with this phrase, they just laughing about it. They're like, yeah, if he's hitting means he's loving. Everyone is kinda understand that it's not normal to hit others, but they use this phrase everywhere. This is called conditioning. Maybe, for example, I will not allow a man or a woman, no, doesn't matter, to hit me, like, right, to abuse me physically. Maybe I will not allow this. Maybe I understand that it's too much. But again, this is me, a girl who was raised in a family where they teach me to be more independent. What about other girls? What about millions of those Russian women who didn't have this strong role model in the face of their mother as I had? And my mom is not Russian, by the way. My mom is Kazakh. Everything, everywhere, science, arts, all other aspects of human life. Man, because they considered women a priori unintelligent. What could have been with the history of humanity if only women were allowed to study, if only women were allowed to speak? What could have been with us, current modern women, who's not only suffering from politics and rules in society, but also who's suffering from energetic situation, from trauma, generational trauma, from abuse that scares the shit out of all of us. Even the strong women are scared of men. I know there are real strong women who went through unconditioning. This is where they got their power. Maybe they are not afraid of men. I don't know. I'm not like them. I'm a strong woman who didn't went through the whole unconditioning, and I'm still scared. I just realized that when there is a man near me, I just have to do absolutely anything I can to be loved by them, well, at least to be accepted by them. I just don't understand. If everyone thinks that women are weaker than men, if all history of humanity, women were suffering from violence from men, why we don't teach our girls means to defend themselves physically? I mean, I understand that it could be that women a bit weaker than men, but it's only because of our culture, to be honest. What we reinforce in our kids, what we support in our kids. Boy, go play football with other boys. Girl, go sit and play your toys. If only we were supporting, yes, also physical abilities in women, reinforcing them for developing their bodies, their minds, to be strong, to be able to defend themselves, to be able to speak up for themselves. Because like using techniques to defend yourself, anybody can do it if they were taught. But no, it's not feminine enough to have those skills. You don't need it. You will have a man who will defend you. Our media is full of representation of this idea. Women are weak, men are strong. We consume this idea because it's normal and comfortable. This is what we were taught from the childhood. I am so guilty in consuming those things, in spreading maybe even those things with my behavior, with my suggestions. I mean, I can understand why some witches would love to eliminate those who are in power, but who were in power at that time. I definitely can understand them right now. All our problems with those personal boundaries, everything that you're trying to learn right now, this goes through this conditioning. The problems with ability to say no, problems with ability to choose what you want without fear that you'll be judged for it. All of this goes from the set of rules, what is right and what is wrong. And I know that men also suffering from this, because there is an image of an acceptable man who does not support those patriarchal sexist rules. Both sides are suffering. But we need to continue talking about it out loud. We need to make media be more diverse, not only predominantly what's happening right now, continue happening. Everyone should talk about it, share about it. This is so important. This is the only way how we can change anything. So if next time you will hate someone for their look, for their behavior, for their choices in life, try to remember that it could be your conditioning or it could be their conditioning. In the end, we are all traumatized kids, all of us, who are trying to survive And we're trying to use coping mechanisms to be able to overcome those feelings of hatred and disappointment and fear of exclusion from the group.